Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode for the Funkit Pod. And it's the weekend, and you know what this means. It's time for Wrestling Wednesday. It's time to talk about all things wrestling, and this time back to my usual schedule. Why? Because no pay-per-view this the weekend, so we can just produce on the weekend and go on air then on the Monday, so right when the week starts. And we talk about two things this time around. We talk about AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage. Why? Because right now WWE is bullshit. It sucks. And especially after they released basically everybody, it's just a pain in the ass to get excited about it. I'll try again next pay-per-view or maybe this coming Friday if I'm bored. But right now, it's really hard to A, care, and B, to like what they are doing, knowing what they did. So I just needed a time, like at least a week away from WWE. But luckily, AEW, and I'm still not sponsored by Tony Khan. So don't you dare and think this is a Tony Khan powered podcast. It's not. But Tony, if you got a few mil left over, I'm always here for you to take care of that. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into AEW Dynamite last Wednesday. What happened there? And, well, a lot happened there, and it was Chicago. So the week before, we know QT Marshall challenged Chicago, challenged CM Punk in Chicago. He challenged Chicago basically, and of course we had Aaron Solo out there, and we had Nick Comoroto with QT Marshall. Of course, MJF came out and interrupted CM Punk's entrance, and we had one of the best promos ever, I believe, out there in the ring, not only in AEW, but in all of professional wrestling. CM Punk and MJF going at it, back and forth. Yes, this was fantastic. I can't put it in words. I saw lots of comments like, the WWE such as just dropping WWE names, hating on them. Yeah, but the cool thing is, because everybody knows what they talk about. So, yeah, use pop culture references, obviously, right? So that was cool. I enjoyed this a lot. This went on for almost 20 minutes, a 20-minute promo segment to start things off. It's not that common for AEW, but this one worked, unlike at the other place over there. So this was fantastic. Great mic work by both of them, of course. Beautiful. Can't say more. Smart move of AEW to also like clip it and then put this out as fast as they did, of course. So smart move there. Well done, AEW. Eventually then he sees CM Punk faced off with QT Marshall, and well, you know how a match between Punk and Marshall would be like. It's not like the most flippy one, of course, but it was still a nice back and forth eventually. But eventually, of course, CM Punk hit like a flying elbow from the turnbuckle, I believe, and then the GTS, and then put QT away. So that's all good, of course. We then had the Gunn Boys back in action again. This time we had Colton Gunn and Billy Gunn with Austin Gunn on the outside versus Bear Country, Bear Boulder, and Bear Bronson, which I think is... This tag team could be a WWE tag team. Not a big fan of them, not because just of the physique, but just also how they are booked, how they are treated. The Gun Club blindsided them, just attacked them right away, and then eventually like made really quick work of Bear Country. So congratulations for another win and getting back into the win column there, which was necessary after last week's disaster, of course. Then we had Bobby Fish and Adam Cole together, like, I'm gonna bond, of course, and so on. Team Taz approached Dante Martin saying, hey, we make you the offer, don't you want to come to us, and so on. But of course, Leo Rush ran interference. Eventually, they then had a TBS Women's Championship Tournament quarter-final match. Oh my God, it's so long. Between Jamie Hayter with Dr. Britt Baker, say with me exactly, and Rebel versus Thunder Rosa, and you know how this one had to go, of course. Thunder Rosa eventually, that was kind of cool with the Russian leg sweep, of course, on Jamie Hayter. And then eventually also then like rolling her up and roll up victory, and then is now in the next round of the tournament. After the match, of course, Jamie Hayter then pushing Rebel because Rebel kind of messed up here, of course. Yeah, that was clear that it's going to happen at some point. I was surprised that it happens now, but it was clear that they're going to have some issues there, of course. Yes. Then we had Friendsgiving by your world champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, of course. But then eventually we saw the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And today, I don't make a mistake, Bryan Danielson versus Colt Boom Boom Cabana. They did some chain wrestling, as you would expect, of course. Colt Cabana actually with the surfboard, but it's what sorry, Bryan Danielson likes to do a lot, right? And of course, then Bryan Danielson, like with his kicks and so on. The arena obviously was firmly behind Colt Cabana, because hometown hero. Yeah, but they didn't really help, of course. And eventually, Bryan Danielson almost trapped the arms of Colt Cabana and was just like stomping on him, like on his head, and then lapel lock, and then the tap, and then actually you can see that he lost a tooth. Like Colt Cabana lost a tooth, and Bryan Danielson picks it out like, yeah, I kicked this tooth out here, and so yeah, Bryan Danielson then with some trash talk, of course. And he said, like, next time he's in Atlanta, so there are a few Dark Order members from Atlanta, so I'm going to kick all their asses as well, of course. Then eventually the champ comes out, Hangman Adam Page comes out. He said he would fight right here, right now, but Bryan Danielson's like, I'm a heel now, so I'm not going to fight you right here, right now. Don't you insult me like that. So he smacked him, and then he avoided a buckshot lariat, and Bryan Danielson escapes the ring. Now he's full heel mode already. Then we had a main event, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Cero Miedo, Rey Fenix with Alex Abrahantes and the best entrance music ever, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and with Arn Anderson and the Bastard Pack versus the AAA Tag Team Campeones FDR, with Tully Blanchard, Malachi Black, and Andrade El Idolo. And of course, they had his assistant Jose there as well, and that of course had to break down eventually everything. And I mean, the Lucha Bros did their thing, but then it got taken out, and of course, Tully and Anderson faced off again. Whatever. Of course, and also in the end, Malachi Black was there with the mist, of course, to distract or spray the mist into Pac, and then Andrade El Idolo finished Pac off for the pin. It was just too much interference, too much shenanigans. But a 4-on-4 is always too much. So it was still fun, like fast pace and so on. Yes, especially Lucha Bros, of course. But it was kind of like a little bit of WWE style kind of thing, and I wasn't that much a fan of. Okay. Then we moved to Friday, where we had Adam Cole, baby, and Bobby Fish versus Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta. And I mean, he always gets the chance and so on. And it was good. I know it was good. And Wheeler Yuta also gets some nice spots to shine and so on. So I like that. I don't know why I'm not super excited about it. It was a good match. It was a nice back and forth. They all got to shine, and so Wheeler Yuta is gonna be a superstar eventually. Maybe I'm just always sad when Orange Cassidy loses. In the end, we had Adam Cole and Bobby Fish taking home the win, but to be quite honest, that was necessary. Like, Bobby Fish had to win one now. They had to win without the Young Bucks and so on eventually. I mean, they had to, like, they have to lead the super elite clique, whatever now. So, that was necessary. So it was a good match and it was necessary, so it makes sense. I'm all for it. We had also Tony Nese attacking Sammy Guevara, which is nice, because now we see what's next for Sammy. Last week I said I don't see what's next for Sammy. now we see what's next for Sammy. So thanks for listening to this podcast, AW, and making necessary adjustments. Very much appreciated. We then had also FTR calling out Lucha Bros one more time. Because, of course, they will want all the titles, of course. We then also see that Tony Nese will get the title shot next week. So, hey, Sammy Guevara versus Tony Nese next week on Rampage. Going to be fun. We then had a Black Friday deal match versus Riho and Britt Baker, and that was surprising because Riho won. Wow, and now she's got a guaranteed AEW Women's Championship match against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And it's going to be fun because Riho is really awesome. So, yeah, nice decision, good decision. I like it. Makes sense. I still think Britt Baker is going to retain the title for forever for now because she's one of the faces of AEW. But this was fun, good match, good decision. And now we have something to look forward to. So fantastic. Then we have Mark Henry with a split screen interview as every week again. And we had Daniel Garcia of 2.0 or with 2.0 versus Eddie Kingston. That was like a nice back and forth, like Eddie Kingston as a brawler, of course. Daniel Garcia, the more technical, but also, of course, the more cheeky cheater one. In the end, it was Eddie Kingston who takes home the pinfall victory with his spinning back fist. But then afterwards, of course, 2.0 attacks, and then Chris Jericho leaves commentary, runs to the ring, and basically saves Eddie Kingston. That was fun. That was great. We had Jericho, Daniel Garcia interactions a little bit before, like with the back and forth in between. So maybe there's something more again. And maybe they see something in Daniel Garcia, and then now he gets to fight those legends and eventually gets put over. Let's see about this. Overall, again, like a fun hour to watch. As always, I wasn't bored, which I have to say, because it just happens sometimes with WWE, for example. So I think, again, the storytelling made sense. The stories that didn't make sense too much last week, like Sammy Guevara, did not get tied together. Now it makes sense. Now we see where he is going. So again, what I said last week, storytelling isn't that difficult. So there's no excuse for not getting it right, or for at least trying. And AEW tries and gets it right most of the time. So congratulations. Fun to watch from a storytelling point of view. It made sense. So congratulations, AEW. That's it for this week, because I can't handle WWE this week. Maybe next week. That's it for now. So thank you very much for listening, watching. Like, share, subscribe to the thing. Rate it if you like it, because then more people can see it and we can have a better discussion. Until then, well, thanks again. Don't forget to always kick out a 2. I'll see and talk to you again next week. Stay safe. Take care. So.